and I can see my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is your live match review show after our 2-0 impressive victory over Reading on Saturday afternoon. Yes, like I said, a performance that was full of grit, hard work and determination throughout the squad. 2 wins out of 2 now and top of the league still, which is what we like to see. But before we do get into the game, guys, obviously, yes, I'm obviously streaming off a new platform this evening. You guys might not recognize it, but it's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to Restream, which I've switched from StreamYard. It's so weird because I've, like, majority of my time on YouTube, I've live streamed on StreamYard. And I've gotten so used to that. Now I've had to switch platform because of the pure greed, by the way, of StreamYard membership prices going up massively. And I've had to piece all this together very quickly last minute because I thought my membership for StreamYard ran out tonight. But it seems like it was run out yesterday. So, yeah, I don't know. But you'll have to bear with me. I think we're just going to take a few streams to get back up to the speed of everything, but hopefully you can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat, and also hopefully it's just an enjoyable experience for you guys watching. But make sure you do smash that like button as well if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and get your comments in throughout tonight's show as well. I'd love to hear from you in the chat. So if you're watching it on playback, then make sure you do let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section, because I know everybody can't always watch it live. And finally, please do go and vote for me in the Football Content Awards, if you haven't already, for Best New Content Creator. Yes, we have got a deadline. I know the date it closes now, guys. So it would mean so much to me if you can go and vote for me. The nominations close this Sunday coming. So we've got 6 days to push to try and get shortlisted. And if you can go and vote for me, the link will be in the description down below. And also, if you've already voted for me, make sure you go and share it to every person you know and tell them, would they mind voting for me? That would help me a lot if you've already voted for me. So yes, big up to you all. And we are going to get right to trouble. Let's see a few hellos in the chat before we do get into the show. So just bear with me, guys, while I just try and... there we are. So Aiden says first, big up, my wonderful mod. Aiden is in. And he also says, hi mate, hope you're okay. The storm has passed. This week is a new week. Yeah, no, obviously big up to you, Aiden. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, guys, sorry about over the weekend, obviously. I don't know if you've seen the video that I posted this morning on Instagram. But yeah, just had a really difficult weekend, so I just kind of took the weekend off. I know I said I was going to do a watch along on Saturday, so I do apologise for that. But yes, this week is a new week, and we're ready to keep pushing forward over the next week or so. Make sure you smash the likes and subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to vote for Ryan at the Football Content Awards. Big up, Aiden. Big up to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And he's put the link in the chat as well, guys. If you want to go and vote for me straight away, you can. And like I said, share the link with your friends and family and anybody you know, so you can get as many votes as we can this week. Final push. I bet people are sick of me going on about it, but just doing my best. You've got to keep promoting yourself, keep promoting it. Not the best performance in my opinion. This thought we could have been better. It felt like a game where if we didn't take our chances, it will come back to bite us. Luckily, we got them 2 goals. Yeah, no, obviously, yeah, fair enough, mate. Obviously, yeah, it wasn't a performance that... It wasn't an amazing performance, but we won the game and we still played well in patches and especially towards the end of the game. And like you said, Reading were... Anyway, we're going to get into the game, but yeah, thank you for your summaries, Aidan. And yeah, I do agree with aspects of what you said there. It wasn't an amazing performance, but it was a very good performance. That's what it was. But yes, thank you so much, Aidan, for your contributions, guys. If you want to get involved in the chat, email and welcome to. But like I said, it may take me a while to get used to this new setup on this platform, so do bear with me, guys, whilst I try and navigate myself around Restream. So, look, let's get straight into it then. So, obviously, the team lineup, let me know your thoughts on the team, but obviously, the team lineup was interesting in my opinion. I thought it was obviously Owen Goodman starting in goal, a back 4 of Sorensen, Lowe, Watmore, and Miller. So the 2 defensive midfielders of Ledson and Herbie Kane, and then further forward we obviously had Ruskin, Wiles on the right, and May as the 10, and then Taylor was leading the line for us. But obviously, for me, the only real surprise to the starting lineup for me was Sorensen starting. I was quite surprised by that. Obviously, Gooch, who I thought was being very good in the opening game, and especially in the opening game last week at our home, he was brilliant, wasn't he? But I think it's easy to forget that Gooch is a player that joined our pre-season slightly later than a lot of the others in the squad, and up to his 80 minutes last week, just managed 45 minutes against Burnley in that friendly. He's not had much football, so we have to bear that in mind. I think Gooch obviously is our number 1 at right back, but yeah, he's still obviously building up his minutes. But apart from that, I was happy. Obviously, it was good to see the likes of Josh Feeney on the bench for the first time after joining us. Obviously, had to save 1 match ban in the last game, our opening game. Sean Brown back on the bench, who I think we all feared the worst when he went off, didn't we, in that first match? Thought he was going to be out for a few weeks maybe, or maybe even more serious than that. But thankfully, it was nothing serious like that. Also, our youngster Cameron Ashier coming onto the bench for the first time this season after a very strong pre-season campaign that he had under us. So I was happy to see that. And yeah, obviously that's kind of my thoughts on it now. Let's just have a look. How do I see what I mean, guys? It's going to take me a week. You're going to have to be very patient with me whilst I navigate around Restream. But yes, let's have a look. Ace is a bit surprised that Sorensen started. I don't get why Gooch was dropped. I don't think it was a case of drop, like I already just kind of alluded to. I don't think it was a case of dropping him. I just think he came to pre-season very slightly later than the others in the group, and I just think he's still finding his feet with the minutes kind of side of it. So I don't think it was dropped. I don't think he was dropped. I just think Lee Grant's just been a bit more careful with him. And yeah, but even if he would have started, I would have, if he couldn't last, then at least he started the game. But anyway, it worked out all right, didn't it? But yeah, I was surprised at Sorensen start, but look, see, we were wearing our green away kits for the first time this season as well, which, yeah, it's kind of growing on me, that kit, to be fair. I do actually kind of like it. By the way, guys, put a thumbs up if the audio is okay in the stream, but how many likes? We've only got 3 likes. Come on, guys, we've got to do better than that. 3 likes. And yes, it is free to like the stream, so please do if you can. Now, you could see from the open exchanges we were looking to kind of, you know what I mean, play out from the back, and so far we did manage to do it very well. So Goodman, obviously, you know, really continuing to search for Kane, who obviously immediately is able to get the ball moving. Kane always makes himself available, doesn't he, for the ball. And obviously you could see early on as well that May was deeper, like I said earlier, with obviously Joe Tiller starting and leading the line. May was operating in that pocket between the midfield and the striker, and was seeing plenty of the ball early on. Now, obviously, Watmore was leaving his mark on the Reading striker, didn't he, in the early exchange? So he obviously nudged him in the back as a long ball was put over the tops, you know, and yeah, obviously went all the way through to Goodman. But we've got some real proper centre halves at this football club now. But you know what I mean, strong, you know, kind of nasty defenders, because you don't get anywhere being nice in this game. And the reality is you've got to have that bit of nastiness in you, because, like I said, being nice gets you nowhere in this game, you know, and that's how I see it. But yeah, I mean, but if you look at how dominant our centre backs are now in the air, it's just brilliant, isn't it? Obviously, Watmore and Lowe, you know, really dominant in the opening 10 minutes in the game. I thought we were playing some really nice football. You know what I mean? You know, especially this move that obviously I've noted down here. You know, where it saw us go from obviously the 6-yard box of our own 6-yard box all the way to the edge of the Reading box. Some really good crisp passing. You know, that one-touch passing. And it was really nice. Lowe, Ruskin, Miller and Taylor all shifting the ball forward with one-touch passes. That's what you need, don't you? You need a bit of speed in your attack, and you know, never mind you don't always have to take a touch. One-touch passing. We saw that evidently last week as well. And I think that the players trust each other, you know, confident on the ball, and it's just really, really promising good signs that we've seen from the group. From how I see it anyway. Let's say a few hellos. Joshua says, evening, Ryan. Hope you're well and hope you had a great day. Big up to you, Joshua. Guys, let me know if the audio is working, because like I said, I'm a bit kind of conscious of that when I switch platforms. I don't want it to be hindered in any way. But yes, big up to you. How are you doing, Joshua? Good to see you. Blue Terriers, can someone remind me who said actually should play? Yeah, Blue Terrier. I'll give you that one. You did say he should play, but actually, as we know, the impact he made from the bench was actually a very useful, you know, player to come off the bench as well. So would he have made that impact had he have started? I don't know. I think he's a good player to come off the bench at this point in time. The audio is great. Big up. Thank you so much for letting me know. But look, obviously, we were continuously getting forward, weren't we? You know, we were dominating the game, and obviously we had a corner, first kind of real attempt on target, and we're using the set pieces to our advantage already this season, and I think it will be a good way of, you know, like last season, we were really wasteful with set pieces quite a lot of the time. This season, we were very much better. And I think that'll be a big plus for us in terms of, you know what I mean? We want to score from open play, but you've got to use set pieces as a big advantage too when you get them too. So, yeah. I thought that the desire from the defence as well in this game, when Reading were coming forward, I mean, Lowe, at one point, Lowe really showed his pace in one of the counter attacks that Reading was on, and obviously Lowe recovered and got stuck in. So there were a worrying moment in that first half. Obviously, Watmore went down holding his knee, but after the treatment, he was fine to continue. We don't need any more injuries in this side of Blumenau. We just want a healthy group for a full season. We're not asking for much. For me, though, from that point afterwards as well in this third, I felt like Reading was starting to really enjoy their best spell of the game at this point. So they found some space in our box, but they fired a shot high and wide of Goodwin's goal. But that was a warning sign that we need to be careful here. And I do think that then obviously we were looking threatening when we were able to get forward constantly, all down that left-hand side again, as we know. We know the left-hand side's the strongest, especially when you haven't got that outlet from maybe a Gooch and a Harness on the right to give you that other aspect. I know you've obviously got players that can potentially contribute, but I don't really think Sorensen had a very good half. I'm going to be honest, I don't think he was very good at all. But it was all coming down that left-hand side, as I said, and obviously Miller and Ruskin involved constantly in our attacks. Obviously Miller managed to get to the byline, obviously pulls it back to Taylor, who should really have scored, because obviously, he fires it straight at the Reading goalkeeper, and I thought he should have scored. But also, what I loved as well in this first half is the passion coming from the sidelines. And so Lee Grant, was really screaming at his players to get forward and obviously press the Reading players as they were obviously enjoying that nice spell of possession. And I do remember saying this a few weeks ago. I believed that Grant was going to be a character that was vocal from the sidelines, you know what I mean? And, throughout this season. And already he's showing that vocal kind of thing that you need, that the players need that sometimes, you know what I mean? But again, nice football again to finish the half. Miller obviously finding Kane, who slots that through ball into the path of Wiles behind the Reading defence, but the angle is against him as his shot hits the side netting. So, look, obviously it was half time. It was 0-0, a very tight game, all level at the break in this one, with both teams performing well on and off the ball. So we were probably just the better of the teams, as we looked the most likely to break that deadlock in that first half, in my opinion. Joe Taylor with the best chance of the half for us, but he can't obviously find the back of the net after that pulled back pass from Miller. Found him in the box, in space, but he only hit it straight at the goalkeeper. And then, like I've already alluded to, we were superb down the left-hand side. All our attacks were coming down that left-hand side. Miller and Ruskin showing just how dangerous they can be going forward. And they were also linking up very well throughout that first half, I think, as well, and caused Reading problems on multiple occasions. But look, let's get into the comments. See what. Yeah, the audio is great. Big up, Josh. Thank you. Let's have a look. So it says, you always want to be great from set pieces, both defensively and attacking set pieces. If you are struggling with scoring from open play, you are well drilled at offensive pieces. You can get a goal and give you confidence. Yeah. No, thank you for that, Jack. That was a really perfect kind of way of putting it. You know what I mean? And I agree. You know what I mean? Not only do we need to be good going forward, when we have set pieces in the attacking areas and create a chance for ourselves, we also need to be solid at the back as well, defending set pieces. And I think that we are. Like I said, we've got some dominant centre-backs now in the building, in Watmore, Lowe, and Feeney. I think Feeney is also another dominant centre-back. Wallace, when needed, is another dominant centre-back. So we've got players that will win your headers constantly. And so look, you need to be good at both ends with set pieces for sure. Now, Obviously, in the second half, make sure you guys smashing that like button, guys. I haven't already 10 of you in here right now. And we will be opening up the stream to you, the contributors, a bit later on for the fan call-in. So anybody that wants to join me later on, then I will put the link in if I can manage to find the link on here. Because again, all new to me on Restream, guys, that I'm streaming from this evening for the first time. So yes, hopefully we can find a link in a bit later on. But look, second half, no changes made by Lee Grant, which I thought, I probably would have been looking at a change with Sorensen coming off Gooch, but he still didn't want to push the boundaries too much, so he left him on the bench for now. But look, we started the second half brilliantly again, and we managed to get in immediately after the interval. Taylor running onto the through ball, and he's obviously at the time behind the Reading defence. He kind of snatches at his shot though, and it's obviously tamely saved by the Reading goalkeeper. So it was a big opportunity that as well. And of course, we will see a lot of Ledson getting booked throughout the season. He did get booked for a challenge that he made after that. And I felt like at this point as well in this second half, we had to hit a kind of period in that opening 10 minutes of the second half kicking off, is that the game was starting to be a little bit stop-start. A few multiple niggly fouls being given by the referee. Obviously, definitely not as free-flowing as the first half, that's for sure. I feel like it was fairly even still at this point, so it was still very tight. Obviously, Goodman having to make his first real save of the afternoon. See a Reading shot from the edge of the area, deflected off another Reading player, which made Goodman's diving save to his left even better than what he actually was. So yeah, big up to Goodman, always there when we need him. So he pushed the shot away and keeps the scoreline level for us. Now then, Lee Grant's timing of substitutions, spot on again. You could sense, right, come on then, let's get a change. Let's make some changes now. We need to change it because we're not really getting ahead in this game. It's still a very even contest. To turn it in our favour, we need to make changes, and Grant did exactly that. So obviously Sorensen came off, Ruskin and Lowe, with Gooch, Rowan and Feeney coming on. So like I said, really like the time of these substitutions just after the hour mark, triple substitution. And like I said, his in-game management, Lee Grant, in these opening two games has been brilliant, absolutely brilliant in these opening two games, in my view. Again, creating chance. We know another opportunity. Gooch getting involved straight away, pretty much. Great ball in from the right side. After a few moments of good play from us, his ball in finds the head of Miller, but it's fired high over the bar from the full-back winger, whatever you want to call him. Of course, can do both, guy. I would probably call that a half chance, but it was a small little chance there for us. 20 minutes, obviously, remaining of the game, still 0-0, and obviously Goodman was then called into action, forced to make a save near his right-hand side post. Reading, at this point, we're just starting to edge things now and growing confidence as this game goes on. But then we were still looking threatening going forward, and we took advantage of a set piece. A goal coming for us in the 74th minute from a set piece. A great delivery in. Watmore was there, poked it home after a set piece, wasn't dealt with by Reading. The defender rose highest from a corner, but his effort was blocked before falling tamely to the ground. Then Watmore reacted quickest, so his instincts were fantastic, to put the ball into the back of the net, and we were 1-0 up. It was, I think it was a massive moment in this match because I felt like the first goal would actually win the game, because it was that kind of game. And I mean, we then made another substitutions directly after that. Taylor coming off for Charles, and again Charles was pretty much came on and he made a good impact pretty much straight away. Obviously, he's trying to stretch the game a little bit more, getting behind the end defence. So it didn't quite work out, but the thing is with Charles is you're always going to get a fully committed performance by Charles, but he just needs to put the ball in the back of the net as soon as possible, because you can run around, you can, put in all the effort you want, but you just need it to fall to you kindly. And I feel like it was promising signs to see from him again in this match. I thought he looked good when he came, like I said. But like I said, we just need that goal from him now to really push on and kickstart his career at the club. And that's how I see it. Again, it was pretty evident to me, Alfie May working hard off the ball and has caught Reading in possession multiple times in this game. He's had a really good second half when he's still in search of a goal, as that deflected shot from him is saved comfortably by the Reading keeper. But the thing is with May, his movement is just outstanding. He's the striker that we've needed for so long. Another change for us, obviously 83rd minute, Ben Wiles makes way for Cameron Ashia. So the youngster is rewarded for a string of good performances in pre-season and gets his league debut for us on Saturday. Alfie May then got booked after his reaction to getting a foul given against him. And Miller was also down, obviously receiving treatment in this match towards the end of the game in injury time, I believe, which there was 6 minutes of injury time, which was a bit of a worrying moment, because you never know with Miller, do you? You feel like you're kind of waiting for him to get injured because of his track record of injuries. But I don't know how bad it is, but I don't think it was that bad. I think did kind of come away limping off. But I don't know, maybe it was more of a kind of precautionary measure. But yeah, like I said, 6 minute injury time. You can see that Reading were now, they may as well have taken a gamble at this point, and they did. They were applying that pressure to get themselves level. But then we finished the game once and for all. A second goal for us. A league game debut goal for Cameron Ashia. The youngster side-footing it into the back of the net to secure all 3 points for us. And now his celebration just showed how much it meant to him. You could see it. And it was a really special moment, scoring his first senior goal. He'll remember that for the rest of his career, remember that for a good while, for sure. And, I was just so happy and pleased for him. What a talent we have on our hands here. And because he's obviously fairly new to the Thursday, I know he was getting a little minutes here and there last season, but he's not had much senior experience in this side. I think getting that goal will give him even more confidence. And you could see the confidence it gave him after that goal, because if you remember, when he scored that goal, you could see the confidence it gave him in himself pretty much straight away. And in the remaining few minutes of that game, he was pulling out all the skills and tricks in the book that he's got. Took it into the corner, drew a foul. And what I loved about it as well, after he drew the foul, he then revved up the away support. And I just love that. I love that passion that he has. And it was fantastic. I love seeing our youngsters do well. As a club, we love I suppose any club, but I suppose we love academy players coming through and shining. And we haven't had much of that. But Ashia is certainly a player that has got such a bright future. But look, full time, and it did finish 2-0 to us, and it was a big 3 points and back-to-back wins to kick off the new season. But look, let's get to the comment. Sorry, I haven't put these up. I was just in my element there. Ian says, I really like Taylor and Charles. You see them both look fit and faster. Yeah, look, I think for me, these two players were different. They were in different kind of, like, yes, both came in looking very unfit. I get what you're saying about that. But I feel like Charles was more fitter than Taylor last season when he came in. I know he hadn't played regularly, but Taylor was struggling with, he had a few injuries and he barely touched the ball for Luton. I think Charles did have more minutes than him before he came in with Bolton. But you could see they were both lacking fitness. I believed Taylor would push on this season and really, whereas with Charles, there was a bit more doubt for me. Just because I just saw what I saw. He was getting chances last season for us. He just wasn't, missing the target. And I suppose that's carried on into this season, but it's still early days. And we're seeing more things this season from him, Charles, from what we saw last season, in my opinion. I feel like we've seen a lot more from him. When he's coming on, he's actually looking more sharper, like you said, and more fitter. So, you know what I mean? Taylor, I had every belief that with a full pre-season and, you know what I mean, going into the season with plenty of minutes under his belt, I felt like we would start seeing a very good player that we signed for £3 million back in January. So with Taylor, I think it was more down to fitness why he wasn't really contributing, and plus the way we were playing. We weren't actually playing to Taylor. I'm not going back to last season, but we weren't actually playing to his strengths last season either when he came in. We were just launching the ball up to him, expecting him to win headers. He's 5'10" for goodness sakes. He's not going to win headers. So yeah, so I don't think that helps either. But yeah, no, I agree. This ref, by the way, I thought it was shocking. Look, it's nothing new though, is it, Aidan? You know why I don't mention it as much? It's I wasn't at the game, so I didn't really see. I was saying we did obviously watch it on the television, but like I felt like when you're there, you notice the referee's performance more than if you're not there. If you get me. Like last week, he was shocking, but yeah, look, we always get bad refs. And I know every club will probably say that, but we do. We always get bad refs. We always have to work harder than the opposition because they seem to get everything and we don't get anything. So that's how I see it. A broom full of Ashia, yeah, obviously fantastic to see him score that goal, wasn't it? Lee Grant honesty again, yeah. What you see is what you get with our new gaffer. And I still have to call him new because he's still very new. He's been at the club for a while now because obviously he's had a full pre everything and he's been through the door, a couple months now. But he's still fairly new to us because obviously, season's only just begun. But yeah, open, transparency, great communicator. Doesn't come in front of a camera and lie to the fans. He says it how it is, and yeah, I'm gonna kind of. Got a few things to say about Lee Grant to fair in a minute, but yeah, I agree. Unbelievable stuff. Ways I wish I was going, but wish I was going to Blackpool, but sold out now. Yeah, mate, don't get me going on this. Yeah, I'm actually in the same boat. I had to actually wait till Friday to get my ticket because, yes, obviously I'm a season card holder, but I couldn't actually get down until the Friday. I don't like paying the online fees because stuff paying £1.25 booking fee and then delivery charge, no chance. Tickets are expensive as it is. So I was only able to get down to the stadium on Friday, and yeah, it's sold out. So my first away game will probably be Barnsley in a couple of weeks' time. So it is what it is, guys. I'm gutted. I wanted to go to Blackpool, but it is what it is. But look, my summaries of the game then, obviously, to run through. Second half goals from Watmore and Ashia earns us our first away victory since the 1st of March, and also puts an end to our 6-game away losing streak in the league, which, again, I know it's a completely brand new squad this time, more or less, but still, we had that kind of rubbish record at the back of our minds kind of thing. So I think it's good that that's kind of come to an end now. And we've started positively home and away. You know what I mean? Because it's important that we do pick up those points away from home, as well as at home. We have to have if we can get a really strong at home form, which I believe we will, if we keep that same energy and atmosphere in that stadium every single home game, then we can create a fortress at our stadium. That's how I see it. Away, we will come up against, it will be more challenging at times, but it's how we respond to that. And I think if we can pick up a good amount of points on the road as well, obviously that will help us. We just want to win as many football games as we can, basically. But yes, obviously, throughout the game, we played some really nice stuff going forward and managed to yet again get another clean sheet at the back, which was just, again, 2 clean sheets in 2 matches. What more can you ask for? How good was Watmore as well, by the way, in this match? He started his career at the club superbly and once again was solid at the back and got a very important goal for us. And also special mentions to the likes of Goodman, who did what he needs to do when required, and Alfie May, who also had good games. Thought Ruskin and Miller were cutting bombs out left-hand side in that first half. So, yeah, Watmore. I don't know. I felt like, for me, I was a bit, when Watmore came, I was a bit like 50-50 with. I was happy. I could understand why we signed somebody like that with experience, you know what I mean, and player that obviously has come from the Championship and things. But I was more excited with the likes of Lowe and Rowan at the back. And Watmore's come in and he's literally impressed me. And he's actually been better than I thought he would be, basically. So, look, big up to Watmore. I didn't underestimate him. I just didn't really know as much about him as I did the likes of, you know what I mean, Lowe and Rowan, because I knew more about them. Adam's in, he says, hello, how are you? How are you doing? Yes, I'm doing all right, thank you, mate. I'm just trying to navigate my way on Restream because we've changed platforms because, yes, I've got to switch over from StreamYard. So it will maybe take me a few streams to get up to grips with everything on this because it's so different on here, trust me, from my side. But yes, I'm doing all right, thank you. How are you? Good to see you. And Lowe looks class. Yeah, look, I mean, the defence collectively just look class. And, you know what I mean, Lowe, Watmore, Feeney, when he came, and I thought did good on, his debut for the club. And yeah, I thought he did very well. Big up, 16 of you in here right now. Just smash that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're new. And also, Aidan has put in the chat the link to the to vote for me in the Football Content Awards. The nominations close this Sunday. So yes, please do help me out there. Let's have a look. Here's a question for you, mate. It says, who was the last B team player for us to score on their debut? My goodness, you're coming out with the questions here, aren't you? You've tested me here and you've actually thrown me. I don't know. I can't actually remember the last time it happened, to be fair. So yeah, I don't know if anybody else knows, but I don't recall remembering anybody that scored on their debut from the B team or the academy or whatever you want to call it now. It's been renamed. It's not the B team anymore, is it? It's the under-21s. But yeah, we need more disciplined with his passing. One upgrade, our defenders can pass out from the back. Yeah, they certainly can't they? Yeah, I agree. But for me, just a few more pointers that I've got here. I just think it was a brilliant away performance, and we were looking dangerous throughout the match. Obviously, it was an even game. We didn't have it all our own way, but we dug in deep. You know what I mean? We dug in, and we made sure that we stayed focused and consistent at the back. Don't give away any silly, any easy chances for Reading. And then in that final 15 minutes of the match, 15, 20 minutes plus injury time, 25, yeah. We then put our foot on the gas and went, and we got the goals that we needed to. But I thought that we deserved to win the match, to be honest with you. We were a better team throughout. And if you look at this, I'm going to bring the stats up in a moment. But also, like I said, some good saves by Goodman when required of him. Gets another clean sheet. What I'm telling you guys, Owen Goodman is going to go better than last season at how many clean sheets did he get last season? I've forgotten now. I didn't read it, but whatever he got last season in terms of clean sheets for Wimbledon, I think he's going to go on better this time. He's going to beat that record. So yes, just what a keeper we've got. I just feel like I can trust him. I feel like I can trust him, and we've got a goalkeeper now that I still feel like I've got full faith in. Didn't really have that feeling with the likes of Nichols and Chapman. I didn't have the full faith. I felt like they were a mistake in one of them. Goodman, I feel confident in him. Do you know what I mean? So look, just that's how I see it. But see now, obviously, we're one of two teams yet to concede a goal in the opening two games. And look at that goal difference, by the way, guys. We're actually in a positive goal difference, which is a refreshing change as well. So look, we're milking every moment of this at the moment, and we have every right to be, because what we've been through as a fan base for the last few years has been nothing short of a disgrace. And I think that when we feel like we're in such a good moment right now. I know it's only a couple of games in, but we're in a good moment. The positivity is back within the club. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot more. I feel like everybody's back on board already. I feel like everybody's pulling in the same direction, and it's just that really positive vibe that we've not had for so long. So we've got to milk that whilst we can. I do think we're just going to keep taking it one game at a time. And yeah, like I said, I was really happy with what I saw from the lads. Like I said, they followed up the result last week with another one here. They backed it up with another one. That's what you've got to do. Ashia getting his first goal, amazing to see. Really, really buzzing for him. The guy deserves it, for sure. And I think also it was a hard-fought win in what was a difficult match. Because it was a difficult match. You know what I mean? It was very close for most part of the game. And yeah, we then got the opening and we didn't look back. And we looked like we were going to be able to see out the game. So yeah, I think this is also another thing to consider as well here. I think this is another game that we wouldn't have won we wouldn't have won this game last season. We wouldn't. This season is completely different, and it's big progress. And I know that we did start the season last season at the opening few games with those victories, if you remember. But I remember coming away from these matches thinking we didn't deserve to win those games in the opening couple of games last season. This season is different. We've played two games, and I feel like we deserve to win both of them. And we played so much better performance-wise. We haven't rode our luck. We've actually, really shown what we're about as a squad. With a brand new squad, of course. But yeah, And I also feel like, as well, fans, before we get to the comments, big up to you all that's contributed. I haven't forgotten about you. But just one final thing. I think we really have to appreciate what Lee Grant has done so far for us. I really do. And I'm not saying that nobody hasn't appreciated, but I just think we have to just take a step back for a moment right now and just think. If you think about it, when Lee Grant came in, he came into a very, very difficult situation. He came in to a club that was broken, that was on its knees, and he slowly turned that tide. He slowly started to fix things. We know he's had a big, kind of thing in the recruitment side of things, and he's chosen the players he wants. And he shaped the squad how he wants to see the squad. And now we've got a squad that we can be proud of, that will fight for us, that will show pride in the shirt and the badge. And we've got a squad that want to be here, that care. And we've got the right characters in the building, the personalities, the winners, the leaders. So he was brand new to this kind of role when he came in. But he's come in and he's not messed about one bit. And the football we've seen so far, I've been really, really impressed. You can see what we're trying to do. We've got an identity on that field. I can see what he's asking of the players. It's clear. And I love in the media as well. He doesn't just speak words and don't back it with action. He does both. But I like the way he communicates with us, the fans, how he comes across in his media duties. He's just a fantastic guy who has learned under the likes of Kieran McKenna in the background and learned things at Man United when he was there. And he's really educated himself for this moment to have an opportunity where he comes in as a manager and gets an opportunity, and it's come with us. And I feel like we've got to pay a lot of respect to Grant for what he's done. And I just think, the more weeks that pass, I just love him more and more. He's a positive guy. He brings positive energy. You know what I mean? He brings that clarity. And I'm probably waffling on now, but I just think he brings a big... the transformation he's managed to accomplish is unbelievable. And we want to keep this... You can see he's ambitious. He's got goals. He knows... The players know what is being asked of them. I feel like players have really taken to him as well, as we have the fans. We've got a connection with the manager and the players now. And by the way, a lot of these players, he was the one that brought them in. So we've connected with the players that he's brought in, and we've connected with him. So I just think it's fantastic to see. And I really, really feel happy that we took a new approach in hiring this guy and backed him fully and giving him the tools to work with, and also just giving him that freedom to work, to do his things. So, that is a Lee Grant appreciation right there. Let's have a look at the comments. Sorry for not good. I'm in my element tonight, guys, with how I'm saying things. Hello there, fellow Huddersfield Town fan. Hello, Charlie. How are you doing? Adam says, I think Town and Luton top two. I mean, it's going to be a battle, but I think there's a few teams in there. Stockport as well, looking good. I think it could be. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself just at the moment. But look, we want to be up there fighting for those automatic promotion places, and that's what we want to do. We're in there. We've set the stall. I know it's early, but we've set that marker now. People are now looking at us and thinking, you know what? We're actually a team that we fear coming up against, because they start the season well. Everything seems positive. I'm only kind of guessing, because I just feel like when you do start the season how we have, with 2 wins, 2 clean sheets, and obviously we've scored 5 goals in 2 games, people are good. Clubs, fans from other teams are going to start taking notice. So that's it. When was the last time a manager made 3 back 4 subs to positively change game dynamics? Yeah, look, mate, I say it before, like, honestly, his in-game management is just superb. Like, when he changes it when we're all thinking, let's change it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt like before he made those changes, like, before he made those changes, I was thinking, right, let's just change, let's get some subs on now. We need to change it. And what do we see moments later? He's changing it. So that's, and I'm not saying that I'm kind of the thing for everybody, but like, I don't know if anybody else felt the same watching the game of the weekend, but he changes it when it needs to be changed, when we can all see it as fans, it needs to be changed. And look, changed the game in our favour. 26 clean sheets for Goodman last season, was it? Yeah. Yeah, so I think he can go better this time, I really do. Owen Goodman has presence, he does. He commands his area fantastically well, doesn't he? He's just a beast in goal. He's just amazing. Charlie says Goodman, Lowe, and Watmore are a class back line. Yeah, look, I think all the defence as well. All the defence have done their due. Obviously, the two centre halves have been fantastic for us. They're what shape the defence, and then obviously you've got your wide men. But yeah, I do think that they've got a nice partnership, Watmore and Lowe. I do. They've really took to each other very well. All things said, do you think Dion Charles will get his first goal soon? I feel like it's coming, you know. I do feel like it's coming because what I've seen from him is a big change from last season. He looks sharper, he looks fitter. He just needs a lucky break. He just needs that lucky kind of goal. However it goes, it doesn't matter. He just needs that goal, doesn't it? I do think though, if he needs to get it soon. That's how I see it. Because I think if we just go on and we're like 10 plus games in and he still hasn't scored, I don't know, it will start to play on his mind again, and will he start to lose a little bit of faith and confidence? I don't know. As a striker, you feed off goals, and if he's not scoring when he's coming on, then it will start getting to him. So yeah, the sooner the better. I do feel like he will, though. I do feel like he will get off the mount soon. Yeah, I mean, it is one of those. This team has more mental strength. I'm presuming you're saying, yeah, they're more resilient, aren't they? They've got, and that's because we've brought characters in, guys, that are more resilient. They will stand up when they need to, and they won't shy away and not take any kind of responsibility. We've got players in the building now that have got that mentality to find a way to win. That's how I see it. Lee Grant is positive and can bring out the best in people. And says, yeah, I agree. Like, I just kind of think of it like this in the moment, like, guys, right? If we're fans, right, and we obviously follow the team in, but if you were a player in that dressing room, you've got somebody like Lee Grant, we've taken to him very well. The players will have taken to him very well. I'd love to play under Lee Grant if I were a footballer, because he's just a guy that does bring. I like the way he coaches as well. And what I mean by that is that you see him throughout games. Like, if there's like a little breaking play or something, he's shouting players over, you're having one-to-ones, speaking with the players, getting these instructions across. And I like that. I like seeing that. And we've seen it in like the training as well. The training videos that we've seen on YouTube that club have posted. And also I went down to the open training session a few weeks ago, I'm sure you all know, because I did do a vlog for it. But I saw him there as well, talking one-to-one with the players, giving him guidance, advice and things like that, and every so often. And he has time for everybody. And look, he's just, he's just a great guy. Not only a great guy, you can tell his attention to detail in his training. It's not overcomplicated rubbish. It's transparent. He's clear with what he wants. And because he's such a good communicator, the players have found it easy to understand him because he's not overcomplicating everything. He's just saying it how it is. So, look, I've really gone on a lot tonight. I haven't even got through the player ratings, guys, and we're nearly 56 minutes into the show. So, yeah, But we have had a lot of contributions, so big up to you all. We'll win Blackpool. I've got so much confidence in them. Yeah, no, look, as far as I'm in that element right now, and it's not being cocky, but I'm in that element now where just bring on anybody, as far as I'm concerned, because that's how I feel inside at the moment with this team. And I know it's only a few games, but if you can't get excited, if you can't get confidence from what we've seen these last 2 games, and I don't really know how you're going to get confidence. So yeah, it's still early days, but you know what I mean, keep building, and if we can come through this week, obviously we've got the cup game on Wednesday night, and obviously in the league on Saturday. If we can complete this 3-game week with 6 points in the league, well, we just need 3 more points obviously next week. If we can get another 3 points next week, and we've got 6 points in the league, and then obviously we can go through in the cup, then we're just constantly building that momentum, because that's what we need. We need to keep building momentum. And yeah, so look, I agree, Wayne. I do think we can go into that game with good confidence. Yeah, you are right. This comment, like, I was thinking that, like, look at Look, we're gonna get into it later on in the week, guys. We've got a preview show on Friday night as usual with Mike joining us. But yeah, the defence at Blackpool, how many goals they've conceded? So many goals in these opening couple of games. I think they've conceded so many goals in these opening few games. I can't remember how many have they conceded now. 6 goals in 2 games, because they conceded 4 against Exeter, and then they conceded 7 goals because they conceded 3 against Stevenage. So yeah, crazy. Yeah, I was as well. I was sold on his first interview, Grant. I was, but the reality is that because I'd seen so many managers, because we'd all seen so many managers just say stuff and never actually delivered what they were saying in those first interviews, I had to kind of not get too carried away with that interview that Grant did because of what's happened before. But he's backed up. I can already feel like I can trust him already, because he's backed up things that he said in that first interview. He was pretty clear what he wanted and what he was expecting from the squad and what he wants to bring into the club. He's delivered. He's delivered that. So, anyway, he's backed up things. Let's look. Getting down. Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it? Let's have a look here. Let's just try and get the link to join. Yes, so we're going to just put the link in the chat. If anybody does want to come on for the fan calling, then do feel free to come in. I've put the link now down below. I know we had Sooner on last week. It's great to speak to him for the first time. But look, let's go through some player ratings whilst we see, and I've actually forgotten to put the little banner up for the player ratings. So anyway, we're probably going to go through these quite quickly because we have reached an hour. I don't really like going over an hour if we can help it. I'm just going to put player ratings on just to make it like I've done it before. Because basically, guys, because I was rushing, yeah, because I'd only realised like an hour and a half before the stream was about to begin that my membership with StreamYard had run out. So I was scrambling around, having to sort out Restream, you know what I mean, with the, sign up to the memberships and stuff, and sorting out, it was such a quick turnaround. So I'm surprised I've managed it, but we are going to try and also sort out the scheduling of the because when I scheduled the stream on Restream to my channel, it wasn't showing until I went live. So I don't know why that is, but I'm just gonna kind of look into that over the next few days. Well, we've got another live stream tomorrow night, but I'm going to have a look at that when I come off tonight and tomorrow as well, and see if I can figure out why. See if I can relink the channel and link it again, and see if that works. Because I don't know why it wasn't showing this. It's a small thing, I know, but I like my viewers to know when a stream's scheduled, because not everybody does follow me on socials, and people see when I'm scheduling streams from YouTube itself. So if it's not scheduling it properly, then it's not going to be. It's just going to annoy me. Anyway, let's go through the player ratings. Let me know your player ratings down below in the chat. Let's have a look. Blue and white hearts. We love to see it. On mobile. What do you mean, Adam? On mobile. But look, let's go for the player ratings then. So Owen Goodman, for me, gets a 7. He wasn't really given loads to do in that first half, but he did obviously then have to make a few saves in the second half, and he did his job when required. I thought he was brilliant. For me, he gets a 7. Sorensen, I thought, was very, very poor in this match, if I'm being honest. And I'm not really sure why the likes of maybe a Neo Eccleston, who we saw at the latter of last season, who came in and did very well. I don't know why we're not seeing him, because I'd actually prefer him to play if we're not playing Gooch over Sorensen, because I just don't see what he offers this team, Sorensen. So yeah, very poor. I give him a 6. That's been generous. 8 Goodman. 8 Goodman for Adam. Fair enough. 6 for Sorensen for Adam as well. Big up Adam. And that, after all that, the banner's gone off because I've actually. Because when I put comments on it, doesn't actually keep it up. Right, all right. So people know what I'm doing. Jack Watmore, for me, I think he gets a 9. I think Jack Watmore was outstanding in this match. Very physical performance, particularly when Reading tried to go long. And of course, he scored the goal. Also getting fantastic challenges in as well. Right place, right time, and always. And he was just dominant in the air, so I give him a 9. I thought he was outstanding. And he definitely was my man of the match. Joe Lowe, for me, gets a 7. Maybe you should give him an 8. No, I think he got a solid 7. Again, just made everything look easy off the ball, as he always does. Obviously went off on 61 minutes to be replaced by Josh Feeney. So yes, did well. So a 7 for Lowe. Next up, we've got Miller. 9 for Watmore. 7.5 for Lowe. Yeah, fair enough, mate. That's fair. That's fair enough. We I don't know why it's not staying on now. Why is it not staying on when I'm bringing up the comments? I don't know why it's going on. Miller gets an 8. I think he picked up where he picked up where he left off last week. Really bright in the early exchange, getting past his man with ease and creating a great chance early on. To Taylor, who didn't make the most of it. Obviously, he was kind of given a bit of a closer watch by Reading after that. And obviously was moved on to the wing on the hour mark. But, I thought it was a great corner delivery as we went ahead through Watmore as well. So look, for me, Miller, brilliant. I'll give him an 8. Kane gets a 7. He was a bit sloppy with some of his passing the first half an hour in that first half. Far better in the second half, however. Created Ashier's goal with a free kick from virtually the same position he basically provided for the Lowe goal last week. So yeah, for me, solid 7. Ledson gets a 7. you just know what you're going to get. I can just sense we know what we're going to get with Ledson this season. He's just going to be that solid 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10 at one point. But he's going to be a solid 7 every week, at least. You know, calm, composed, solid work on and off the ball. Brilliant captain. What a captain we've got there in Ledson. For me, next up, Alfie May gets a 7. Started as the number 10. Spent too long on the ball in the build-up at times in the first half. Very lively, though, and plugging away. And he started to look more dangerous in the second half as it went on. Ben Wiles got a 6. Pretty quiet showing from him. Pretty, not as effective as last week. Good work rate, but for me, gets a 6. I think we've lost connection. I don't know if you can still hear me, but let me know in the chat. One of my mics has died. I've just had to load up my other one. So you should be able to hear me now. Yeah, just let me know, guys, if you can hear me. I think it may have cut out for people there. 10 out of 10 for Low. Not sure about that, Charlie, to be fair. He wasn't as good as Watmore, in my opinion. But yeah. Miller a 7, Fairs. You can't give everybody a 10, Charlie. Yeah. Kane 7, I agree. Looks better than last. He does, yeah, but he needs to still be more consistent for me. Ledson is 7, yep, solid 7. 8 out of 8. Sorensen was definitely not an 8. I think definitely not, mate. May 7 worked hard, yep. And Wiles gets a 6.5. Fret looks sharp. Brilliant. Thank you for letting me know about the audio as well. Thank you all. Thanks for going along with the ratings with me, guys, as well. Big up to everyone. So look, where was I? Yeah, Wiles gets a 6 for me. Ruskin gets a 6. He worked hard on the left wing, didn't he? But got into some good positions, but not able to make much of them. It's fair to say. So he went off 15 minutes into the second half as well, because yeah, he wasn't really impacting the game as what we'd liked to have seen from him. Taylor gets a 6. Should have done better from that cut back on the half-hour mark. If you remember, shot straight at Pereira. Did keep making some good runs that went ignored by his teammates at times, but also some that they were able to pick it out from. But yeah, did all right, did Taylor. Feeney came on, obviously 7 for me, looked competitive, came on, looked very good. Picked up where Lowe left off as Watmore's centre-back partner. So we've got a good replacement there in Feeney if required. And who knows, he may even push himself in there, but it's going to be tough with the partnership that Lowe and Watmore have already built. But, you know what I mean, Feeney wants to play as much as he can, so I'm sure he'll keep them two on the toes. Rowan came on as well. Again, impressive with interceptions. As Reading attempted to break forward. So for me, he gets a 7. Gooch came on, took over at right back. I think he gets a 6. Dion Charles, a 7. Obviously, did a great job of it. Did a great job when he came on. Cleverly won that free kick from which we got our second goal from, which I forgot to mention earlier. And yeah, looked lively when he came on. Ashia came on in the 84th minute, on for his league debut. Fantastic goal he scored, as I said. And he deserved it. So for me, he gets a 7. Unused substitutes, Lee Nichols and David Kasuma. He doesn't actually seem to fancy David Kasuma, does he, at all? I mean, he doesn't seem to fancy David Kasuma. So I don't really know what's going on there. Because, yes, if you're not starting, fair enough, but, like, he's not even coming off the bench. So, I don't know. It doesn't look great for him, really, does it? Let's have a look. Taylor should have scored. I agree, at 6. Yeah, fair enough. Feeney 6 did nothing wrong. Absolutely, mate. It was brilliant. Can't remember him doing defending. No, I think he just looked solid there at the back. He fitted in nicely, didn't he? Gooch a 5. Charles a 6. Aisha a 7. Not enough time for a high rating. Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, so look, really, really positive. I'm really, really happy. And I've just oh no, I haven't. But yeah, no, I think that's it. But if anybody wants to come on, then you can. But I'm going to wrap the show very, very soon, guys. So, but if anybody wants to come on and have their say, you'll have to bear with me, guys, with this, because like I said, Restream, it's just such a new platform for me. So the link is in the chat now. But whilst we wait for potentially somebody to come on, I'm presuming when somebody comes in, it'll tell me, because I don't even know how you add guests on here either. So I don't know if when they come on, I think it comes to the left hand side here. But look, let's have a look. I didn't even show the actual stats of the match, but obviously the stats of the match was pretty evident. Let's just take this off now. Look, you can tell I'm just not used to this platform at all. I do apologise. I will get used to it eventually, but just at the moment. So here we are, obviously a few kind of main stats from the game. So we did actually enjoy a little bit more possession, only marginally. Had 12 shots to their 8. We had 6 on target to their 2. So yeah, from that kind of aspect, we certainly deserved to win. So there we are, some stats there in the game. And we are going to update you guys with the FPL, the EFL Fantasy League, sorry, that we've got going on before we wrap up the show, because we have been going for a while now. So here we are. I had a shocking week. I'm just going to take the banner off, if I can remember how to do it. See, like I said, it will require a bit of patience throughout, guys. Like I said, there we are. So, obviously, yeah, I mean, I've dropped to 4th. I've dropped to 4th now after this week's game week 2. Not a good week for me at all. We've got a new leader. Michael has moved up. Josh has moved up as well. We've got TQ Karske, who is the new leader. And yeah, look, as you can see, a few have moved up, a few have moved down as well. But yeah, I'm 4th now after being top after game week 1. And then the bottom half of the table, this is just going to take so much getting used to. I hate the layout on here as well, guys. It's absolutely terrible. I don't know if it's because I'm not used to it that I'm saying this. And the bottom half there, a few people have moved up. But like I said, guys, if whoever wins at the end of the season, you'll either get maybe something a little bit town-related, like a keyring or something, and a box of chocolates, and just something like, it won't be big, but just something that a little prize for the winner, whoever comes out on top. But yes, that is how the league table is looking at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to be consistent with updating you guys on that. Let's have a look at the comments. We've got a few. Could you put this season's football in the playlist and then you can link it at the end of your videos? What do you mean? Sorry, mate. Like, what do you mean? Could I put this season's football in a playlist? And then you can, I don't know what you mean. Let me know what you mean. Predictions for the Leicester game, mate. Well, I'm not going to say anything about the Leicester game in this one, and obviously I've got another live show tomorrow night. I'm going to do a little bit of a preview to that game against Leicester. So yes, I'm not revealing that just yet. But look, we're going to wrap it up here. We have been going live for an hour and 16. So big up to everyone that's tuned in. Really appreciate it. I'm going to go off and have a look at this restream, try and get my bearings with a few things, get used to it a little bit more. So maybe tomorrow's stream will be a bit better in terms of using it. But yeah, we'll see. But big up to everyone for your contributions. Make sure you do smash a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I appreciate everybody's comments and contributions. Comment your thoughts if you're watching this on playback as well. What you made in the game. And also, like I said, please don't forget to vote for me in the Football Content Awards for Best New Content Creator. The link is in the description. The link is somewhere in the chat as well. Aidan, if you want to put it back in again, you can. I appreciate it. If you have voted, make sure you share it with everybody. The nominations close on Sunday, the 17th of August, which is next weekend, of course. So yes, final push to try and get shortlisted. Like 25, 26 series with ET and play. Or you mean like organize all my streams together, you mean? I'm going to have to look at that because I'm not really good at doing that either, to be fair. I don't really know how to do it. Okay, no problem. I didn't think he was going to do a preview of it being the Cup, so that's why I asked you. Yeah, I mean... I was debating whether to do a bit of a. It's obviously going to be a little bit of a shorter stream with it being the cup, but I still did want to do something. Obviously, whether it be a video or a live stream, probably just go live because I like talking to you guys. I like it being more interactive. So yeah, I'll do another live stream tomorrow night with it for it. So yeah, we're definitely going to do it for sure. Big up, thank you. Thanks so much. And yes, appreciate that, Aidan. Brilliant live stream, he says. Up the town. Lee Grants. Barmiami, indeed. Onwards and upwards. And thank you very much. The link to vote. And also, if you want to copy that link and share it with everybody you know, that would much appreciate it. Let's try and get as many votes as we can to get on that shortlist. And big up to Adam. Yeah, no worries. I'll try and work it out, Adam. I'm not sure how to do it, but yes. So we sit top of the league after game week 2. Let's see where we find ourselves in game week 3. Yeah, Adam, do you know how to do that? I don't know how to do all that stuff, though. That's what I'm saying. So if you want to kind of email me, my email is in the on my YouTube chat, on my YouTube page. You'll see my email, huddersfieldtownfantv@gmail.com. If you just drop me an email, mate, if you can help me out with that one, it'll be great. So yeah, because I don't really know how to do it. So yeah. But look, have a good rest of the evening, whatever you get up to. After a 2-0 victory, we go marching on to the cup game on Wednesday and then into the weekend for another big match away from home against Blackpool. So yes, until tomorrow night, take care, stay safe, enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for your support. And I will see you all very, very soon. I'm going to have to try and find the... there we are, we're here. Right, see you later, guys, and thanks for tuning in. Look at this. Brad, you're too late, man. You've missed the show. You're going to have to rewind back. Unless you've been listening and you haven't commented. But yes, big up to you, Brad, and I appreciate you being here. And he says, yes, I looked into... Yeah, just drop me an email, Adam, and we'll discuss in the emails. But look, See you later, guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Hopefully, I can get used to this restream live because I just don't know what I'm doing on this platform yet. It's a bit of a trying to get getting used to. Yeah, no worries. Take care, mate, and appreciate that. I'll look out for your email. But yes, right, we are ending now, I promise. Have a good evening. Take care. And as always, up the town, Lee Grants, Bamiami. Why is it not working, guys? What is happening?